God has a final warning for you today, and this message could save someone's life. You've been receiving signs about a man close to you who is walking toward a tragic death. And this isn't just worry or fear, it's a divine vision meant to prevent an unnecessary loss. God is showing you the deadly path this person is on, because there's still time to change his fate. This is your last warning before tragedy strikes. The spirit realm is screaming out to protect someone you care about, and you've been chosen to receive this life-saving message because your prayers have the power to prevent his death. As you hear these words, know that God sees the exact moment when this man's life will end tragically if nothing changes. It's normal to feel shocked or terrified when you receive visions of death, but remember that God is revealing this because he loves both you and this person deeply. This warning is your final chance to build a spiritual shield around him and turn certain death into miraculous protection. You're receiving this message because time is running out fast, even when death seems inevitable and the vision feels overwhelming. Trust that this warning is pure mercy, because knowing what's coming gives you the power to change everything. This is not a curse, but a blessing disguised as your worst fear, and your faith can literally rewrite his destiny. God has shown you a clear vision of how this man will die, and every detail was revealed for a purpose. In your dreams or quiet moments, you've seen flashes of danger surrounding him, perhaps a vehicle accident, a sudden health crisis, or a dangerous situation he'll walk into without knowing. The man in this vision has been on your heart lately, appearing in your thoughts more often than usual. Just like a lighthouse warns ships away from deadly rocks, God is using you as his lighthouse to warn this person away from his tragic end. You might see his face clearly in your mind right now, or feel a heavy weight in your chest when you think of someone specific. This isn't coincidence, it's divine revelation. God chose you to receive this death warning because your spiritual connection to this person runs deep enough to save him. The vision came to you because your prayers carry special power in his life. This transformation from death vision to life mission happens when God trusts someone completely with another person's fate. This warning about impending death is more than just information about the future. It's the final spiritual checkpoint before a life ends forever. It's time for you to connect with your emergency prayer power and find the courage to act on divine warnings about death. Face this vision with urgent determination, knowing that someone's entire future depends on your spiritual response right now. There's a loving but urgent plan at work in this situation, and every minute counts towards saving a life. This tragic death doesn't have to happen, but see this moment as your chance to participate in a life-saving miracle. Every death warning God sends becomes a lesson in the power of spiritual intervention when we act immediately. When someone's life hangs in the balance, reach out in desperate prayer for divine protection. God is waiting to unleash his full power to save this person, but he needs your faith as the key to unlock miraculous intervention. In your prayers right now, you'll find the exact spiritual weapons needed to fight off the death that's approaching. This man, don't wait another day. His life depends on your spiritual urgency at this very moment. As we've discussed this life-threatening spiritual emergency, I want to ensure you continue receiving divine warnings that could save lives. If these death prevention messages resonate with your spirit and you want to be alerted whenever someone you love is in mortal danger, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to receive more life-saving divine warnings. Pay attention to the unmistakable signs that confirm exactly who needs this life-saving protection. These aren't random coincidences. They are divine fingerprints pointing you toward the person whose death you can prevent. Look for the man who has recently had close calls with danger, survived accidents that should have been worse, or started taking unusual risks with his safety. You might notice he's been more reckless lately, ignoring safety rules, or putting himself in harm's way without realizing it. Watch for spiritual signs that scream his name to your heart. His face appears in your dreams, surrounded by darkness or danger. You hear his name mentioned repeatedly by different people in the same day. You feel sudden anxiety or dread when thinking about his future. Your phone shows his contact information at random moments. You see his car, his favorite number, or places he frequents everywhere you go. These aren't accidents. They're sacred breadcrumbs leading you to identify the endangered person. Trust the physical reactions your body has when you think of specific men in your life. Stomach knots, sudden headaches, or feeling like you can't breathe are your spirit recognizing mortal danger. Approaching someone you love. That quiet voice inside repeatedly bringing one person to your mind is God's emergency alert system. When you feel compelled to check on someone or pray for their safety without knowing why, that's divine urgency flowing through your intuition. Remember, you are not helpless to prevent this tragic death from happening. God is surrounding you with supernatural power to change this man's fate. Through your spiritual intervention, around you stands an army of warrior angels, emergency protection spirits, and life-saving heavenly forces all waiting for your command to rescue him from death. This warning about his impending death is designed to activate your miracle-working faith. And every part of this life, or death situation is under divine control when you engage your full spiritual authority. Feel the weight of this life-saving responsibility, for it shows how much God trusts your prayers to literally snatch someone from the jaws of death. Each prayer you speak for his protection sends shockwaves through the spirit realm, redirecting the forces of destruction away from his path. The universe mobilizes its most powerful angels when someone prays with life or death urgency. Your faith becomes a supernatural shield that death itself cannot penetrate. When you pray with absolute determination to save his life, divine timing, God's perfect life-saving clock is working in this death prevention mission right now. When you receive a final warning about someone's tragic death at exactly the moment when your prayers can still change everything, that's sacred timing operating at its highest level. These moments prove you're connected to God's emergency response system, living in perfect harmony with his life-saving plans even in the most desperate situations. As these death warning signs become clearer and more urgent, let them build your confidence that miracle intervention is possible. Each confirmation that someone is in mortal danger also confirms that God has positioned you as their spiritual guardian at exactly the right time. Pay attention to the perfect timing of receiving this warning and appreciate how precisely God works. This isn't random fear about someone's safety. It's part of a perfectly timed plan to prevent unnecessary death. Through your immediate spiritual action, keep your heart open to these emergency divine messages. The faster you recognize and act on them, the more lives you can save. Just as you receive these divine warnings that can literally save lives, your support helps us continue sharing similar guidance with others whose loved ones are walking toward tragic deaths. A small super thanks of $5, $10, or $20 allows these life-saving warnings to reach people whose prayers might be the only thing standing between someone and a preventable death right now. As you prepare to shield this man from his approaching death, learn the specific spiritual protection methods that can save his life. Begin immediately with the life protection prayer. Divine angels surround his name with impenetrable shields of light that death cannot cross. Speak this prayer with desperate urgency every morning and night until the danger passes. Just like a fortress protects a city from enemy attack, your continuous prayers build invisible walls of protection around him that deadly forces cannot breach. Create a daily spiritual covering ritual by visualizing bright white light completely surrounding his body, his car, his workplace, and everywhere he goes. See this light as bulletproof armor that deflects accidents, prevents health crises, and guides him away from dangerous situations before he even realizes the threat. Call upon Archangel Michael specifically for emergency protection, asking him to station warrior angels at every corner of this man's life until the death threat is completely neutralized. Your faith becomes his actual armor when you pray with life or death determination. Set prayer alarms on your phone every few hours to maintain constant spiritual vigilance over his safety. This isn't obsession. It's spiritual emergency response that literally holds the power of life and death in your hands. As you fight to save this man's life, make it your daily mission to declare divine protection surrounds his name completely, and death has no power over him. Speak these life-saving words with absolute faith every time his face enters your mind. This powerful affirmation creates actual spiritual barriers around him that tragic accidents cannot penetrate. When sudden fear about his safety grips your heart, stop everything immediately. Use that moment of panic as your emergency prayer signal to flood heaven with desperate pleas for his protection. Trust that God responds instantly to life or death prayers spoken with complete desperation and faith. Begin each morning by thanking God for keeping him alive through another night, and end each day grateful that death was held back for one more day. When you fill your thoughts with protective declarations and emergency faith, you create supernatural safety nets in his life that catch him before he falls into danger. Schedule prayer reminders throughout your day specifically for his protection. Your spiritual vigilance becomes his invisible bodyguard, and your emergency faith practices literally hold the power to rewrite his death sentence into a miracle story. During this life-threatening crisis, you're not just praying for someone, but becoming their appointed spiritual guardian in a battle against death itself. This divine assignment offers you the chance to show God's life-saving power in action through your emergency intercession. Each day gives you new opportunities to strengthen your guardian prayers and rally other believers to join your life-saving mission. As you pray desperately for his protection and connect with heaven's emergency response team, remember to recruit trusted prayer warriors who understand spiritual warfare. Your experience as his guardian angel on earth can inspire others who might be fighting similar battles for their loved ones. Use your story of preventing tragic death to bring hope to families facing their own death warnings. Embrace each day as your chance to stand between someone and their grave, using your faith as their shield against destruction. In this spiritual battle, we grow stronger together, supporting each other through desperate prayers and unwavering determination, creating an army of guardians who refuse to let death win. In closing, as we face this life-threatening emergency and whatever spiritual warfare it requires, let's move forward with desperate urgency and unshakable faith. Be prepared to welcome God's miraculous intervention, face this death threat with warrior-level prayers, and recognize every sign that his life is being supernaturally protected. Trust in the life-saving power of emergency prayer and in God's constant readiness to perform death-defying miracles. You are on a mission to save a life, surrounded by heaven's most powerful angels and strengthened by life or death faith. Keep declaring divine protection surrounds him completely and watch as God's miracle power defeats death itself. If this life-saving message has equipped you to prevent a tragic death, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more emergency divine warnings. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a warning that could save someone's life. When you share this message, you multiply its life-saving power exponentially. Each person who receives this death warning through you becomes part of your miracle team fighting to save lives. Dear Lord, please give us supernatural power to prevent this tragic death and the faith to see your life-saving miracles manifest immediately. Protect this endangered man right now. Amen. If this urgent message has awakened your guardian spirit or helped you identify who needs life-saving protection, consider showing your appreciation with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20, or more. Your support helps us continue delivering these emergency divine warnings to people whose prayers might be someone's only hope of survival. Please share in the comments the name or situation of anyone you're spiritually guarding right now. Your prayer requests help us focus our community's life-saving prayers where they're needed most urgently.